Good morning! Isang mapagpalang umaga para sa... We are now on our 9th week of ECQ, or ngayon dito sa Bacoor are nasa MECQ po kami. Okay? Let me just remind you that the things that we've done so far, all the past lessons are now in YouTube, and you can download it or you can just watch it. But better yet, subscribe kayo kay Cynthia, and then pwede nyo i-share. Wala pong problema sa ganang akin. At sabihan nyo naman kami, at nagpapasalamat po tayo sa mga nagsasabing they've been using it in the churches. They've learned something from it, and it has become a way of using it and proclaiming the Word of God. So we were able to reach a wider scope, wider audience sa ginawa natin ito. Naging blessing tuloy sa atin ang pagkakaroon natin ng quarantine. Naging blessing tuloy sa atin na ma-reach out natin even those who are in the Middle East, nasa Europe at nasa America. Napakasaya na magamit ng Diyos ang mga intended na mga bad things when curses become blessings. Okay? So, tuloy po tayo. For this morning, I would like for us to read Jeremiah chapter 18 verses 1 down to 4. A message came to me from the Lord. He said, "Go down to the potter's house. I will give you my message there." So I went down to the potter's house. I saw him working on his wheel. His hands were shaping a pot out of clay, but he saw that something was wrong with it. So he formed it into another pot. He shaped it in the way that seemed best to him. May the Lord bless the reading out of Jeremiah chapter 18 verses 1 down to 4. I used NIV Reader's Version on that. Sa ating 9th week ng ECQ, ang daming pagbabago. Nakita natin sa quarantine natin yung mga prioridad natin sa buhay. Nakita natin what are the valuable things for us. Nakita natin na hindi ang trabaho natin o hindi ang career. Nakita din natin na hindi yung perang kikitain natin, yung ating money and wages that we could earn out of the work that we have or the career. Hindi rin yung gimmicks ng mga friends natin o ng mga dabarkads ang mahalaga. Yet, ang naging mahalaga sa atin ay pamilya. Lalo tigit nung malaman natin na kapag ka-infected ka ng COVID, hindi ka malalapitan ng pamilya mo, hindi ka madadalo. Lalo tigit kung isa ka sa mga namatay out of COVID-19, walang lamay na mangyayari kasi diretso talaga. So, natuto tayo magpahalaga ng ating pamilya. Sa loob ng pamilya, nagkikita-kita magkakasama buong maghapon. Natuto tayong kumain ng sabay, natuto tayong magluto, natuto tayong pagtiyagaan ano man ang lutuin ng bawat isa. At natuto din tayong maging creative. Sa kasabihang, home is where the heart is. Sa mga natutuwa na makasama ang kanyang pamilya, ito siguro yung isa sa pinakamagandang nangyari sa atin. And it is a blessing for all of us to be with our family. And even dito sa extended time natin with the family, this is one of the best things that ever happened. Yun nga lang, kung hindi mo gusto makasama mo sa pamilya, then this is the worst thing na nangyari sa buhay mo. At siguro hindi ka makapagtiis pa na madagdagan pa ang days na ma-extend pa ang quarantine nito. Pero sa mga natutuwa, nakasama at kapiling ang kanilang mga pamilya, this is heaven. Isang magandang pagkakataon ang nangyayaring ito. And we also know na mayroong better air quality sa Metro Manila and everywhere else. Nawala yung mga smoke at saka fog. Nawala yung mga masamang particles na dulot ng pollution. Even the water quality gumanda po dahil dito sa quarantine. At least nakapagpahinga tayo at nakapagpahinga din ang buong mundo. That's good. So, curses become blessings. Ano? Nakakatuwa yan. mayroon na nga lang mga bothersome news that we've heard. There's some bothersome news that social distancing will become the new standard or the new norm. Mahirap po yun. As a means of prevention, so that you cannot contaminate or you cannot be contaminated or you cannot be cannot have this virus. That's for protection. Mahirap po yun. Sa mga mag-aaral, sa mga bata, it's so hard for them to maintain that. I don't know what will happen with the kids that will be raised this time, that they are not allowed to mingle with their peers, even in school. So it's so hard for us to open up school during this time, because you can't say to kids, keep distance, maintain social distancing of 2 meters. Hindi mangyayari po yan. Ang COVID-19, isa pa sa mga nasabi ng World Health Organization, is here to stay, and that is bothersome para sa akin. Magiging kagaya lang daw siya ng flu and other viruses, na andiyan lang siya. Pero ito, wala pang nahahanap na antidote at wala pang nahahanap na bakuna para dyan. So if it is here to stay, then that's something to be, prepared of. Kailangan sigurong mapaghandaan natin, kailangan sigurong magawan din natin ng paraan. It is also disturbing yung napakaraming signals na naririnig natin, napakaraming voices na naririnig natin. We've heard and we've read sa social media natin na mayroong second wave sa Wuhan ng COVID-19. Meron ding nangyari after yung lockdown sa Germany, yung mga maaga nagtanggal ng lockdown, may second wave. And then mas higit na mas madami ang tinamaan. That's disturbing for me. Samantalang sa iba naman na ayaw ng lockdown, kagaya ng ibang mga bansa, nakita natin na wala silang social distancing, walang mask na ginagawa, patuloy sila sa kanilang buhay, walang lockdowns. At ang nangyari, wala namang mga reported cases ng COVID-19 infection. Ang tawag nila doon ay yung herd immunity. Naging immune sila sa isa't isa, naging immune pati yung virus para sa kanila. So hindi daw sila tinatamaan ng COVID-19. That's another signal na kailangan maintindihan natin. Isa sa mga news na nabasa natin, yung mga armed men taking their capital against lockdown. And that's disturbing. Kasi if they were able to do that, what will prevent others from doing that also? Asians and frontliners being attacked and being abused, verbally abused, because they're frontliners. At sinasabing it's a joke. At sinasabi sa kanila na kayo ang cause, you're the cause of COVID-19 sa mga Asians. Sa Europe, at saka sa ibang mga bansa, even in the US. Ito pang isang nakakasama talaga ng loob is that it's nothing but a show, but a conspiracy theory. Yung conspiracy na nagkaroon lang ng conspiracy na palabasin tong COVID-19 because pera ang kailangan dyan. Those are disturbing signals. Those are disturbing signals because yung number of experts and frontliners, number ng namamatay sa kanila, padami ng padami. And if you say this is but just conspiracy, or this, pwede naman yung herd immunity, or pwede namang sabihin na to each his own na lang, then they died for nothing. Nakakatuwa, sa ganang akin, palagay ko tuloy, ang nagpapahaba ng quarantine natin ay yung mga taong walang pinagkakakitaan noon at walang trabaho since birth ang kumikita ngayon. Wala namang namamatay pa sa mga to. But be that as it may, although it is a little bit frustrating and exasperating, may mga good news din naman tayo nakikita because of this quarantine. Nang mapabalita na from ECQ magiging GCQ ang entire Cavite, province of Cavite. Cavite by May 16, 2020. Gumawa na ako ng mga plano. Plinano ko na kaagad-agad na kapag ka naging GCQ, sana ito pagkakataon, mabisita ko siguro sila Junjun, sila PJ, sila Amor. Pero Hindi, kasi ECQ pa rin ang Metro Manila at ang NCR. So I thought, mas madali sigurong mag-GCQ din lang ang Cavite. I have really planned of visiting si Bunso sa Carmona, and then si Dindin at saka si Nene. And probably, ang iniisip ko talaga ay punta kami ng Morningside Farms, and then tingnan ang farm na ito dahil ang ganda po ng mga organic na plants nila, and I really want to see that. So, balit, out of nowhere, lumabas po ang aming mayora, sinasabing, we are a step above ECQ. Mas lumala ang kalagayan namin sa Bacoor, kaya nasa modified, ay nako, ECQ. And we are not for better, but for worse. Isang masakit pa doon ay isinama pa ang number coding. Wala nang sasakyan, wala nang public transportation dito po. Maglalagay ka pa ng number coding? Eh, paano na lang ang mapapasok? Paano na lang yung mga mamamalengke? Mayroon pang tinatawag na schedule ng pamamalengke. Ano mangyayari sa atin sa bagay na ganito? Totoo nga pong nakaka-frustrate at times. Pero ito yung panahon na kailangan nating magkipigit na pa ng kaunti sa ating mga sinturon. Dahil sabi nga nila, the darkest part of the night is before the breaking of dawn. Ibig sabihin, kung ito na yung pinakamahirap na parte ng ating quarantine, malapit na tayong matapos. Malapit nang lumabas ang magandang araw, isang bagong umaga para sa atin. Have you ever wondered, nasa kalooban ng 2 buwan na naka-quarantine tayo, wala tayong nabalitaan na may namatay dahil sa gutom. Na siyang pinagpipilitan ng karamihan na magugutom na kami, mamamatay na kami sa gutom. Pero walang reported na namatay pa sa gutom dahil ang bawat isa ay may concern sa bawat isa. Wala din tayong magaan naririnig na nagkakasakit. Oo, may mga paisa-isa. Siguro sa takot na maituring na COVID-19 o siguro sa takot na magpa-check up at baka mapagkamalang COVID-19 ang sakit niya. Then wala na lang nagpapa-check up but no one is getting sick. Wala din mga reported crimes. Paano ka nga naman manghuhold up paano ka nga naman magnanakaw? Wala naman halos tao sa daan. Wala ding mga masyadong news about drugs, murder, kidnapping. So these things are. Kaya siguro ganito dahil mayroong isang common enemy ang bawat isa sa atin. Maliban dun sa nagpipilit na yung illegal, ibalik. Maliban sa mga nagpipilit na ang isang illegal na nawala dahil hindi nag-comply, dahil foreigners naman yung mamay-ari, gustong ibalik pa ngayon ng ating kongreso, then that's right. Let's focus on one common enemy. COVID-19. Are you a curse or a blessing? Puntahan po natin si Jeremiah. Si Jeremiah ay nangaral. Si Jeremiah was a prophet for 60 years sa Southern Kingdom or Judah. From 626 to 586 BC. Ang tawag sa kanya is the weeping prophet. Or ang tawag kay Jeremiah is the prophet of doom. Kasi every time that Jeremiah opens his mouth, he will always prophesy of the coming destruction, of the coming punishment from the Lord. He prophesied against Judah. 721 BC, ang Israel or the Northern Kingdom was taken by Assyria and never again returned. Dapat natuto na ang Israel o natuto na ang Judah with what happened with Israel, with the Northern Kingdom. Pero hindi natuto ang Judah. So he prophesied during the kings, Josiah, Jehoahaz, Jehoiakim, and even with the king Zedekiah, yung last na king ng Judah before they were taken to Babylon. Jeremiah. Gumamit siya ng visual aid. In fact, his life is a visual aid in conveying God's message. Ginamit niya yung useless belt in chapter 13. Ginamit din niya nung sinabi sa kanya ng Panginoon na, do not marry and raise children because of the impending coming of the Babylonians. Hindi magiging madali para sa isang may asawa, para sa isang may anak, na makita ang kanyang mga anak na mapapariwara o mamamatay lang sa daan or magiging alipin sa ibang bansa. He was not even allowed to enter into a house na mayroong patay wherein they could serve funeral meal or mayroong party or fiesta because that will not happen. Yan ang punto lang ni Jeremiah. Hindi mangyayari yan pagka dumating ang mga Babylonians. But aside from this, God also told him to buy a field in Anathoth. Yung kanyang hometown, yung kanyang province. Sinabihan siya ng Diyos, bumili ka doon ng lupa mo. A promise or yung assurance na babalik after 70 years. That's an investment. Babalik kayo sa lupang pinanggalingan ninyo after 70 years of Babylonian captivity. And then, ginamit niya yung Patrice Clay na siya magiging lection natin sa umagang ito at yung 2 baskets of figs in chapter 24. Si Jeremiah din, ito yung mga famous na mga kino-quote tungkol kay Jeremiah. Jeremiah 10:23 says, Lord, I know that none of us are in charge of our own destiny. None of us have control over our own life. At ito siguro ang pinaka sa lahat ng pinaka pagka nag-quote ka ng Jeremiah. Hindi yung 31:31. Sa mga Bible students, 31:31 hanggang 33 siguro. Pero among sa mga hindi nag-aral lang sa Bible school, ito yung pinaka-quoted. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper. Jeremiah 29:11. Pretexts ang nangyayari karamihan. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. So again, verse 11. It has become a message of prosperity and most abused prophecy in all the books siguro. Ito yung pinaka-shared na verse in Facebook. Yet kung titingnan nyo maigi, mga kapatid, when you look at it, this is verse 29, verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Look at verse 10. Ano ba ang basis bakit nasabi yan? This is what the Lord says, when 70 years, this was a prophecy for Judah about their Babylonian captivity, that after 70 years, yung verse 10, nando doon, after 70 years are completed for Babylon, I will come to you and fulfill my gracious promise to bring you back to this place. And this is now 29 verse 11. And this is now the plan that I have for you, not to harm you, but to prosper you, not to destroy you, but to give you hope and a future. Then and only then. Tuloy nyo sa verse 12 and 13. Sa verse 12 nagsasabing, then you will call upon me and come and pray to me. Bakit? They will be coming and will be praying to Him, to Jehovah God, or to Yahweh, or to YHWH. And by the time, ang sabi niya, I will listen to you. We will be considering that. And verse 12, you will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. May ibig sabihin yan. Aren't they seeking God with all their hearts? We will be using that also in the later part of our studies. Okay? 18 verses 1 down through 4. Ito yung sinasabi niya. Jeremiah was instructed by God to go to a potter's house. And this was a pot's herd, kung tawagin nila. This was a place, mayroon talaga siyang gate. Malapit ito sa dung gate. Pinagtatapunan nila ng kanilang dumi. There's this pot's herd, kung tawagin. If you have time, pakibasa ang chapter 18, iabot nyo hanggang chapter 19 ng Jeremiah. Ang sabi sa kanya ng Diyos, go down to the potter's house. I will give you my message there. So immediately itong si Jeremiah went to the potter's house. Pagdating niya doon, nakita niya ang potter. So I went down to the potter's house. I saw him working at his wheel. He saw the potter working on a specific amount of clay, shaping it, whatever be the shape. And we have this. And then, sa susunod, his hands were shaping a pot out of clay. But he saw that something was wrong with it. Something was wrong with it. So he formed it in another pot. He shaped it in the way that seemed best to him. Let's consider these things. Something was wrong with the clay. Something was wrong in the shape. Could it be that hindi ito yung ginusto ng potter na maging shape ng clay na ito? Or hindi ito yung ginusto ng potter na maging shape ng kanyang jar na gagawin? So, he formed it into another shape. If it could have been a hardened clay, then it will break. It would be better kung soft pa yung clay, pwede mong i-reshape. Pwede mong baguhin yung kanyang shape, yung kanyang forma, everything with that. Chapter 18, verses 5 and 6. When you read these things, ito mapapansin nyo, people of Israel, I can do with you just as this potter does with the clay, announces the Lord. The clay is in the potter's hand, and you are in my hand, people of Israel, declares or announces the Lord. Napakadali po. When we look at it, the potter's clay, the potter's house, or the event that just transpired in the potter's house is a prophecy against Judah, telling them that this is what you are supposed to be. If the potter can do anything he wanted done to the clay, ganun din ang Diyos. Kaya niyang gawin anumang shape ang gusto niyang gawin sa kanyang bayang Israel, sa bayan ng Judah. Yet when he was reshaping Israel, Israel cries unfair. Hindi dapat. We will do what we want to do. We will serve our gods, bells, high places. Paglilingkuran namin ang gusto namin, not you, hindi ikaw ang masusunod sa buhay namin. Sounds familiar, ano? No, you cannot control us. We have this freedom. Hindi mo kami pwedeng galawin, hindi mo kami pwedeng utusan, hindi mo kami pwedeng pagbawalan. We have this free will. God said, something is wrong with this clay. This clay is absolutely going out of shape. Hindi yan ang binalak ko na maging forma mo. Hindi yan ang binalak ko na maging purpose mo. Something is wrong with the clay. Something is wrong with the shape of the clay. A clay going out of shape. Kailangan niya ng remodeling. Kailangan niya ng reshaping. Harsh as it may seem and cruel at its worst and the best. But ang clay na ito, para maturuan siya na hindi na muli magkakaroon ng problema about idolatry or about spiritual adultery, kailangan na talaga ang bayang ito makuha from this place going to Babylon for 70 years for reshaping. Hindi umubra ang mga prophets na nag-preach sa kanila ng repentance, magsisi, magbago. It didn't work with Samaria, Northern Kingdom. It is not working with Judah, Southern Kingdom. The only way to reshape is to have this hardened clay pounded, broken into pieces. At yan lang ang kailangan gawin ng Diyos. Wala na ibang maisip ang Diyos para maturuan sila na hindi na muling magkaroon ng problema sa pananambahan sa mga Diyos-Diyosan. It was fit for the potter's wheel na saan dadalhin sila doon sa Babylonia. Doon sila muling babaguhin ng Diyos. And their sin of idolatry was really cleansed and purged because after the return, 536 BC. Nung bumalik sila sa pangunguna ni Nehemiah, nung bumalik sila, through Artaxerxes, nung bumalik sila, nung pinayagan silang bumalik, no record of idol worship. Meron. Kaya sa New Testament, mapapansin natin that their zeal for God, they would even want to stone Jesus when Jesus said, I am. Before Abraham was, I am. They know that that is blasphemy. You being a man claiming to be God. Alam nila kaagad-agad yan. At mayroon na silang zeal for God. It took them a punishment like 70 years of captivity. Kaya tama na pagkabinasa natin ang 29 verse 10. This is what the Lord says, when 70 years are completed for Babylon, for your captivity, for your reshaping and your remodeling, I will come to you and fulfill my gracious promise to bring you back to this place. Napakagandang balita po yan. Si Cyrus, when he came to Babylon, kasi siyang sumira ng Babylon, siyang tumalo sa Babylonian Empire, he was thinking really na ang Israel, dahil 70 years na sila nandoon, nananahan na sila doon, mayroon na silang buhay doon. He was really thinking and preparing for a war. Against the Babylonians, tinalo niya. Pero against the Israelites, na kinuha na nila, na naging bayan na nila ang Babylon. But to his surprise, mayroong placard when he welcome si Cyrus sa casa, sabing, welcome Cyrus, servant of the Most High God. At nagulat siya, and they said, you've been written, nasusulat, even your name nasusulat. Ikaw magdi-deliver sa amin, and you will even bring us back to our own homeland of Israel. He was shocked. Ang ginawa, sabi niya, nasaan ang record na yan? It's a one way of studying, napakaganda pag-aaral. At nagulat nga siya, ando dun nga nakasulat, ibinigay ang kabanata, talata ng Isayas. At nabasa nga niya doon, ando doon yung pangalan niya. 300 years, 400 years in the making, his name was already mentioned by Isaiah. Nakakatuwa yan. So, Jeremiah said, pagkatapos ng 70 years sa punishment ninyo in Babylon, babalik kayo sa place na to. At dito nyo malalaman talaga na hindi ko kayo pinarusahan para sirain, for I know the plans I have for you. This is the correct contexts. Huwag gagamitin ito for your own will, for your own want. I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you after Babylonian captivity and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and not to crush you. Manatili kayo doon, no. By the rivers of Babylon, we all sat down and wept, sabi nga niya, when we remember Zion. Here it is. Plans to give you hope in the future. At ito na, if before ayaw nilang magpalid, ayaw nilang sumunod sa Diyos, then you will call upon me and come and pray to me. Before, they will be praying sa mga high places, they will put Asherah poles, they will be worshiping Baal or Bel. This time, you will come and pray to me and I will listen to you. Before, ang sabi ng Panginoong Diyos, mabigat ng kanyang tainga, hindi na siya makapakinig. Kasi nga, because of their sins na nagka-cover sa kanyang mukha. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. Hear, O Israel, the Lord your God is one God. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength. Ito babalik na. 29 verse 13. Ang ganda ng promise. The beauty of the promise when we use it contextually, tama. Hindi lang mag-suit yung what we want. Hindi lang mag-suit yung ating own prosperity, saying, oh, God has plans for me to prosper. Pag nagamit natin ng tama, at nag-aral tayo ng tama, then, ang mangyayari para sa atin is that, makikita natin how God is reshaping us. Question being is this: is God reshaping you? Are you going through hard times dito sa ating lockdown? Can you ever consider that God is using ECQ and MECQ to reshape us? Not until we see God's hand working in COVID-19 at hindi natin makikita ang kamay ng Diyos working this for our advantage, for our good, then mahihirapan tayo maging at ease and at rest. If we could see God's hand working in COVID-19, then we'll be at ease and at rest. Kailangan siguro maalala natin, God is in control at hindi tayo ang may control sa buhay natin. Tama si Jeremiah. Lord, I know that it is not man who controls his destiny. It is God who controls it. Okay? The harder you get, harder to break, and the longer the process. Pag mas matigas yung puso, mas matigas i-reshape, mas matigas turuan, mas mahirap pasundin, edi mas mahaba yung proseso. Kagaya din nangyayari sa ating ECQ or MECQ. Kaya nga magkaminsan laging nasasabi, we are better singers than followers. Oftentimes, magaling tayong kumanta. Oftentimes, mas maganda nga ang ating hymnology kaysa ating theology. Listen to one of the songs that we oftentimes sing. Ang sabi natin, have thine own way, Lord. Have thine own way. Thou art the potter, I am the clay. Mold me and make me after thy will, while I am waiting, yielded and still. Mga kapatid, the Lord is shaping us. The Lord is in control. The Lord is using this time for all of us. Sana, gamitin natin ang mga panahong meron tayo upang mabago tayo ng Panginoon. Ulitin ko po, tuwing Lunes at Huwebes, meron po tayong OBS, Online Bible Study. Nasa pag-aaral na po tayo ngayon ng aklat ni Matthew at susunod na po natin si Lucas. So nagpapasalamat po ako sa mga nanonood nagsasabing ginawa ng Diyos ang mabuti para sa OBS natin at nagagamit ito sa pagtuturo ng ilan. Papasalamat po muli ako at meron tayong panahon na kagaya nito. Bagamat hindi tayo magkakasama, magkikita-kita po tayo. Okay?